Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Powerful and provocative, prophetic and practical,
Have you ever found yourself?
Are you dating for that person?
informative and
I feel
inspirational.
every bit of it. Like, I'm not trying to waste my
How
time.
you gonna do better if you don't know what better looks like? I do.
Intellectual stew.
Come on, let's talk about it with me, the mind massager.
Intellectual James Kirkland. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Y'all share this, please, as you come in. Come in, say hello.
Intellectual
Let's jump on for a few minutes.
Intellectual stew.
I'm hungry. Need to go eat.
Intellectual stew. Intellectual stew with James Kirkland.
Here I am. Oh. Come on in, let's do this, y'all. Y'all ready? Let me see who I'm talking to. What's up, Emmanuel? What's up, Viola? Hey, Catherine. Sandra, praying for you, lady. Benicia, what's up? Let's get ready to do this. Y'all ready?
Intellectual stew.
I literally just got off the plane, unpacked. But show must go on.
Intellectual stew. Intellectual.
All right, y'all ready? Let's go. All right, what's up? What it do? Time for another episode of the Intellectual Stew with yours truly, James Kirkland. Hey, what's up, Emmanuel, man? I'm glad you got on early. I need your help, bro. We need you, man. So I'm glad. Need more men to jump in these conversations and participate in the process of bonding. So I appreciate you for tapping in. Sandra, I am so excited to see you on line. Y'all, everybody that doesn't know, Sandra was supposed to be coming from Texas to the event on Saturday night, but unfortunately she fell ill and had to be admitted to the hospital. And she's still in the hospital and she's going through some transitions right now. So we want to, those who believe in the power of prayer, let's keep her in our prayers, if you don't mind. But she's on tonight. She said she'll be on and she's been supporting. And I do acknowledge and appreciate every supporter who follows and participates in all of those things. What's up, Phoenicia? That's good. So those that don't know, on Saturday night in Little Rock, Arkansas, at the Kappa Center, we had a podcast in front of a live audience. It was our second one, and it was entitled "The Bonding of the Sexes." I'm not sure the exact number there. I would say between 30 and 40 people. Y'all help me. I didn't count. Hey, how you doing, Miss Milton? I didn't count, but somewhere in that neighborhood, we had a good time. Honestly, everybody there had really paid for VIP, so I just let everybody have VIP treatment, right? So we had food, we had drinks, we had good conversation, and we also had another room in the house. Y'all didn't get a chance to go to that room, but I definitely went in that room, and that's the room for improvement, because I was definitely looking for ways of improving the experience for you all. So I made sure, but I do believe I would hope we gave you the value for what you paid and what you came out and experienced on that night. Now we got, like I said, with some things we're going to work on. Sound being the main thing. Yeah, you can tell, yeah, but that's it, because I want you all to be able to participate even more so in the conversation. There were some things that I had asked for that I thought would be there, and unfortunately they were not. And but that's okay. We had a lot of things we had to control damage with on that day, but we controlled it. My team, Jackie and Lakeisha and Kiki and Kawana, they all jumped in, man, and they made it happen for us. And I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. Y'all just don't know, but I'm no excuses, none of those things, because at the end of the day, I think we had productive conversation. And that's what the goal was. The goal was to have a productive conversation. Now, things did end up going a little left, but hey, things happen in those instances. When those things happen, you kind of handle them, right? But it's funny how things present themselves, right, immediately, because we were talking earlier in the conversation that night. We were talking earlier about. I want to get into that a little while later on, but let me Sandra, you weren't there, but a couple of people who were there, I did get I got their take on the story. And so I want to take you in. Let me get Michael Wright.
My name's Michael Wright. It's first time attending Bonding of the Sexes. Very informative. Nice good feedback. And I'm more than anything, I'm happy to see that it's healthy conversation being led by a black man. I think we need more of that. More of that kind of leadership and more of that conversation, so we can build healthy conversations and healthy relationships in our community. Now I gotta get out of here because my blood is blue and I'm starting to itch now. I gotta go.
My name is Victoria, and tonight was my first time attending Bonding of the Sexes, and I had a great time, and I definitely need that. My name is Alicia. I was on the panel. Really didn't talk that much because kind of got overwhelmed. But it was good. It was a good night. Came from Dallas, Texas, I'm from Arkansas, but it was a good night.
All right. So Alicia drove all the way, and I appreciate her. She drove all the way from Dallas, Texas, to come and be a part of it. And on this particular night, I decided, normally I would prepare sooner. I would have the panelists prior to, but I wanted to try something different this time. I wanted to try to get the panelists based on participation and a couple other things, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'll have the panelists picked out prior to, like I said, room for improvement. You travel, you do things by trial and error, and you learn from those instances. But I think throughout the night we had productive conversation. Phoenicia was definitely a part of Phoenicia. I appreciate you, but we talked a lot about the rules of communication, and we talked about when things escalate. Sometimes things do get heated, and when they get heated, I think one of the first rules that we came up with is that that's a good time to take a timeout. That's a good time to take a timeout, because at a certain point, when things do escalate, no one is really listening anyway, right? Because at that point, and ironically, it's funny how things manifest, because ironically, I asked a question, and the question I asked Sandra was, is it more important to get your point across or to keep the peace? And everybody was pretty much on the same page, and y'all can answer that question now in the chat. And anybody that wants to chime into the conversation and share your experiences as it relates, Miss Milton or Phoenicia or anybody. If you want to share your experiences as it relates to what happened on Saturday night, what you recognize, what you liked, what you would hope to see next time. I don't have a problem with that. I'm good. I'm cool on that. But feel free to give us a call. Hold on, don't do it yet because I have not opened that app yet. Let me open up that app. Like I told you, I'm discombobulated, y'all. I just got off the plane. And by the time I got home and settled down and unpacked, because I got to go to work in the morning, I'm just now getting straight. So yeah, so now you can call in. But let me share this with a couple of more people. But if you, like I said, if you want to call in or if you want to share anything, he says it's not about getting your point across. It's about them understanding your point. Absolutely. You know what, Emmanuel, I like that. It's not about getting your point across. It's about them understanding your point. And so I believe in that instance, Emmanuel, and you're welcome to call in. Don't let me speak for you. But in that instance, then to me, then the climate has to be conducive for a constructive conversation. And the way the climate is not conducive is when there's confusion. And typically confusion comes when anger enters or when sarcasm enters or, something happens that's going to cut off the frequency, we're talking about who was responsible for communication and interpersonal communication. When something happens to cloud that, then constructive communication is not. I like that, man. That's good. I like that. Let me see. Sandra said, I'd like to keep the peace. I want to get my point across, but if it opens up drama or anger, I'll stop. Okay, that's mature. Let's see. Here comes a therapist now. She's gonna teach us that. I love you, Phoenicia. You know I do. She said that falls on, and we talked about that the other night. That falls under emotional. I don't have my notes, Phoenicia. That falls under emotional awareness and management and questioning, which we were talking about in the first portion. Absolutely. Hey, Alicia, I played your video already. You're so funny. She said I was on the panel. I didn't get a chance to say much. You'll be back. Trust me, you'll be back. Actually, hold on. Let me put this link in the chat in case somebody want to come on. Somebody might have their hair done and want to show their hair and want to come on and talk tonight. And if such is the case, you are very welcome because James is a little tired, but the show has to go on. Hold on. I don't want to be in the studio. Let me get the link so I can put it on the page. So y'all will have it if you want to jump in. Here, it will be another Waffle House night tonight. I can tell you that. Uh-oh. Here we go. I'm putting it there. The link is. Link is in the chat. The link is in the chat, and the phone number is on. Yeah, so that's what questioning. Let me read her notes. Emotional awareness and management, recognizing and understanding your own emotions and those of others. Absolutely. Asking thoughtful questions to gather information, clarify understanding, and encouraging dialogue. That's good. All those are good things. And so when I asked those questions, at a certain point, the conversation got a little heated. And that's not what I look for. This is about the bonding of the sexes. It's not about the battle of the sexes. And at a certain point, even I have to take a time out. And that won't happen again. Trust me, that won't ever happen again. But in that instance, take a time out, find the common ground, and then let's restate purpose and start all over again. That's the mature way to handle that. And that's and Phoenicia's 100% right. Emotional awareness and recognizing, not only understanding my emotions, but even understanding the emotions of others. And when I recognize, for instance, if I'm here and I know that our conversation, Emmanuel, has gotten heated, right? And that and since it's heated, then we're probably not hearing each other. And since no one is hearing each other again, then at that point, that's a good time to before the conversation plateaus, because we don't want to ever plateau a conversation, let it flatten out. We want it to crescendo, and that was the goal. Before it plateaus, then it's best to build a sigmoid curve. It's better to take, hey, Deborah, it's better to take the conversation into another direction. But I got, like I said, I got plans. I know how we can fix all this stuff. But listen, the phone number is there. I need your help tonight. So please, Phoenicia, Alicia, Deborah, all you all who were there on the other night, call in, tap into the chat, the link, Miss Milton, tap into the link on the chat, and let me know, what did you see that night? What did you recognize? What were your takeaways? Call in and let me know what you thought, because I really want to know. I want feedback, and then not only do I want to know, but I want you to let those that didn't have the pleasure of coming, I want them to be able to not only hear it through my eyes or see it through my eyes, because of course I might be a little biased. I might be a little biased, and with me being biased, I mean, I thought we did pretty good. Of course, y'all don't see this. Like I said, I don't really stress about much, but I do want to present a good product. And so when things happen, we have to control that damage. Then, we didn't sell a lot of general admission tickets. Like I said, I got a phone call. Yes. Hold on. Let me see who this is. Don't hang up. Okay. All right. Hello. Who are we speaking with? Okay. Hold on, Alicia. Let me add you in right quick. Hold on. All right. Turn your volume down on your phone, please. Because I can hear your feedback.
Saying it, I ain't even saying it no more.
Yeah. You said what now? All right. All right. You there?
I'm just calling in.
All right. I know. Talk to me. Tell me what did you think about the other night? What were your takeaways? This is Alicia, y'all. She was on the panel. We didn't get the chance to talk a whole lot, but she was on the panel.
Oh no, because you got to beat up on there, but I'm just playing. Okay.
Don't start. Go ahead. Talk about how did you enjoy the other night?
I enjoyed it, like the whole thing, everything about it. The conversation, the food, the drinks, Sean Roosevelt, as he says, he's singing, like everything. I enjoyed everything about it. Really, I don't really have no complaints.
Would you come back?
I would.
You would? Would you invite others?
Yeah, I invited people the first time.
I got you.
But yeah, it was good. Everything, new beginning stuff happened or whatever, get things together. Only thing I would say, when it's VIP though, you need to have it right for the VIP. Where they have seats like right there.
Yeah. And we're gonna we're gonna work on that. We're gonna work on that. And that's what I said.
It's cool. And if
you read the advertisement, VIP said guaranteed seating. It didn't say, it said guaranteed seating. And that's what we promised, guaranteed seating. Now next time, huh?
Yeah.
And I
said reading it. Okay.
Yeah, read is fundamental. And I did tell them to set the room up a different way, but when I got there, I saw how it was, and I was like, oh my God, but there's a couple things, like I said, that were, but they're fixable. They're fixable. And and I think even with that, I think they were people still got their value. I hope they did. And if they didn't, like I said, we'll make sure we make it up to them next time. But I appreciate
they did though. I know I'm saying that I don't have no complaints or nothing, but I was just like, that ain't even nothing. I enjoy myself overall though.
Oh no, man.
You'll get a 10 out of 10 from me. So anyway, keep going.
I got you. I appreciate you for calling in, okay?
Okay.
Young lady. Bye bye. All right, y'all. That was Alicia. I don't know if y'all got a chance to, like I said, enjoy Alicia, but she drove all the way from Texas to be a part of it, and I think she had a good time. She ate, she drank, she fellowshiped, she recorded, she documented her time there by sharing pictures and videos and all those things, and that's what I need. That's what I need. But anybody else, call in, let me know what you think, or talk about it in the chat. Deborah, what were your takeaways? Miss Christopher, what were your takeaways that night? Miss Milton, what were your takeaways that night? Now, one thing I make a pledge to do, I'm gonna do better. Like I said, is I don't get escalated often. I just don't, because typically I have to care. You know what I'm saying? Now, this is my brand. And with it being my brand, I do care about that, and I will protect that. I will protect that. So I have to I respond a certain way, and so that's something I got to work on. That's something I got to work on. But real talk though, tell me some other things. Somebody call in and talk to me. Tell me what were your takeaways. I promise we don't have to be on too long tonight. I am begging you in the name of God. Okay, got you. All right, yeah. Somebody, what were your takeaways? Anybody else? Phoenicia, you were on the panel and you got a chance to. First of all, you got a chance to be a part of the panel, but then after the panel, you got a chance to evaluate from the seats. Well, until you, especially the couples. And I that was an interesting dynamic for me because I appreciated OJ for coming on because OJ is in his second marriage, 9 years in of his second marriage. He admitted some of his failures in his first, said it didn't really take long to move on afterwards because they had done all of the necessary steps during the marriage. Hold on, I got another phone call coming in. Let me see what it is. Hold on. Oh, I gotta press the button on it. All right. All right. Let me add you in. Hold on 1 second. Let me add Phoenicia in. Put your phone number up there. All right, Phoenicia. Talk to us. What were some of your takeaways from this? Is Phoenicia Mosley, for those that don't know. She did the first segment with me. What were some of your takeaways from that night, Phoenicia?
I agree with several of the things that Miss Alicia said early on. There's definitely room for growth, but as I did in my post, newness is never easy.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that as a group that supports each other is, what's your takeaway? You know, how can we improve on things that occurred that wasn't part of the plan?
Mm-hmm.
And I think, you know, what you had shared with me earlier during that day was there were challenges and opposing forces that was trying to go against what the big plan was anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think, you know, you really shared that with a lot of people. And so some people, their takeaways may have been that they didn't get all that they felt that they were promised or expected. But a lot of times there are things that happen behind the scenes that as a professional, they may not be privy to, but you try to make the best experience of that anyway, which, you know, takes me to my teachable point of view, which is immediately respond to issues without rushing to judgment.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's one of the things, is there's always some things that's behind the scenes that occur. But when you're on a professional level, one of the things is you're still going to try to focus on the good.
Gotcha.
And focus on trying to make sure that people have a good time, because you don't want to be a downer, and because everybody may not be privy to all of that information.
I got you.
So,
Let me ask you a question though. What do you think? And I mean, and like I said, this is not a complaining session or anything of the sort. You know, this is, like you said, for getting improving. What do you think wasn't given, or what was expected that wasn't delivered? What did I miss?
my view was preferential seating,
Mm-hmm.
and then also the VIP, I guess, meal dinner reception from 6 to 6:45.
Yeah, and that
You know, there was
that one, and
Go ahead.
let me, and you're right when you talk about the challenges that we didn't publicize. Right, the food was supposed to
Right.
be there at a certain time, no doubt, and it was on scheduled to be there at a certain time. But at the last minute, the person that was supposed to make food for general admission went MIA. We didn't hear from it. So rather than just let them come with the amount of food they have and possibly not have enough, I reached out to the caterer and said, "Hey, I need you to add some more food to this, and you know, da 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 da. Because if my general admission people come, I want to make sure they have something to eat too." So if the caterer had set the oven for 50 minutes, right, and now all of a sudden they got to do 3 more things, then it kind of adds to that time. You feel what I'm saying? And so that was something that was like beyond my control. But I wanted to make sure everybody ate. Now I could have let the caterer come on time, and then we might have ran out of food a lot faster. You know what I'm saying? So that was some of the damage control piece that we had to do in that moment. Not making excuses. I'm just telling you what happened in that instance. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. I'm sorry. Hello, are you still there? Phoenicia. That has never ever happened before. I don't, y'all, are you still? I hope y'all still there. I'm sorry, but my internet went completely out, and now has come back in. Phoenicia, you can call back if you're still there. Wow, I'm sorry about that, y'all. But the internet just shut down and then came back on. I don't know what's going on. Are y'all still there? Say, if you're still there, put a 1 in the chat for me, please. Let me text Phoenicia and tell her to call back. Me too. She's calling. Hold on. Yes. The devil. Hold on. Let me put you in here. The devil is busy at night, ain't he? He's busy. All right. Let me get you. All right. Go ahead, Phoenicia. I'm sorry. You there?
Yep, I'm back.
All right. Go ahead. But yeah, that was, I mean, like I said, that was one small thing. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. Just go ahead. Just go ahead and tell me everything, the other things too. Go ahead.
No, that was it. I just wanted to share that part. I mean, just room for improvement. But
Yeah.
if that hadn't occurred, then you would know what areas to make improvements. And so I think
Absolutely.
the right people were there because everyone still had a good time and was supportive.
Gotcha.
So, there's always going to be room for improvement when you are on the path to doing something good
Gotcha.
for us.
Gotcha. And
So,
I saw somebody else had made a post and they said something about they said they couldn't see a distinction between VIP and general admission, which is true. I can see why, especially if 90% of the people pay VIP. But
right.
but I know what I'm gonna do different next time. VIP is gonna be VIP, and it's gonna cost because they gonna, I saw it's gonna be fun though, but it's gonna be worth it, and you're gonna feel special and all that kind of stuff. So I want to make you feel special, definitely that. But other than that, what about the conversation? What did you take away from like OJ and Veronica's conversation?
I think it was they allowed themselves to be vulnerable on that panel and share some areas that to me, on the outside looking in and observing them, because the nature of what I do, I'm very observant. They were a little uncomfortable
Okay.
with some of the questions, but even though they were uncomfortable, they were willing to move forward with sharing information to help someone else, which was good.
Gotcha. And
Um,
you said
go ahead.
you felt they were uncomfortable on some of the questions.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Gotcha.
Absolutely. But I mean, I probably would be too,
Mhm.
because I'm not sure. There was a pause and there was eye contact and even body language. I'm a therapist.
Mhm.
I pay attention to everything that other people may not pay attention to.
Gotcha.
And I'm not saying it's anything bad.
Of course
I mean,
not.
I think that it was something that was good, because there were some things that were probably asked of them or even experienced that lets them know, oh, we may need to explore that a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of like communication, because they have two very different communication styles as well as two very different love languages.
Okay.
And a suggestion that I wanted to make, but I was just kind of, not sharing. And I know OJ, I may inbox him, but one of the things when Miss Veronica was talking about the differences in love language and how she kind of stood up on OJ when she felt like, I don't know if she felt like it, but it seemed like you may have been beaten up. And so she spoke up and said there's some things she needs to work on too.
Mhm.
My recommendation at that point, and I started to say something, but I didn't, was sometimes in couples and in relationships, if you have two different ways of communicating and you're trying to build on communication, one way that you can do that is to have a shared journal book in a common space, and you write notes to each other.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if you're unable to verbally say to the person what's going on at that moment, then in your quiet time when the other person's asleep and you're thinking or whatever the case may be, write a message, write notes back and forth to each other. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a problem that you're identifying. It could be, that you want to leave a good love message.
Yeah.
A little mushy message. But if you need to address something and you're not sure how to get that out and how to say that, one thing that you can do is to write it down in a shared journal. And because you're both sharing that journal and you're writing to each other, you have that downtime to really get your thoughts out.
Yeah. I like that. And I appreciated even when they were talking about how he chased her, 3 times, whatever it was, and she said no.
Mhm.
And then she said
Mhm.
he wasn't her ideal choice. She
Right.
said she had a list that was not necessarily a mile long, but she said whatever was on her list, he wasn't on it. You know what I'm saying? But
He didn't meet the check boxes
he didn't.
that she had in mind.
But look at it, 9 years later, they're married, I mean, they're successful, and they're building, they're doing their thing, So sometimes
Right.
your true love, or the person, your the partner that you should be with, is not necessarily gonna check all those boxes, you know what I'm saying? But they have to fit. I think and I think you have to be willing to be flexible sometimes in those
Right.
instances. Let's see what Miss Milton said. She said, I think it's a good idea to have established parameters prior to being on the panel. Absolutely. Some people get really uncomfortable or even feel blindsided if asked something that they don't want to answer. It doesn't have to be specific questions, but some sort of expected boundaries are good. Yeah, we'll definitely take that into consideration as well. And ideally, before these times, I have always had my panelists prior to, and I try to pick people who can kind of maneuver in the moment. Does that make sense, Phoenicia?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I usually try to pick people who can maneuver in the moment. But you're right, and that makes sense to have established parameters prior to being on the panel, and picking people who I don't feel will be uncomfortable in those situations. Jesse was saying some really good stuff, in my opinion. Jesse speaks in a lot of parables now, so you have to watch my buddy Jesse, Phoenicia. But Jesse has a lot of wit in what he's saying, and if you don't catch it, you'll think you won't realize what he just said. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why I
Right.
really, it made me, it really made me almost upset. I couldn't show it, but it really almost made me upset when I didn't have the microphone and the PA system in place, because that was what I was supposed to be using for you all to hear better, number one, and also even for mainly, well, that's main thing for you all to be able to hear better, and then also to give you a microphone like it was the first time to pass around to
Right.
throughout the
That was
crowd.
definitely, and I think by not having the sound set up the way that it was the first time, that was part of the challenges, because some of the people who were further back, if
Couldn't
the person on the panel voice doesn't carry, which I know my voice doesn't carry, I have a softer voice than most people, they then get caught up in their own entertainment, because there was chatter
Yeah,
and side conversations that was going on that was disruptive to other people. But that too goes back to they couldn't hear, and so if they're sitting there, they may get caught on one part that they heard, and so there goes the side conversation, which then disturbs other people.
absolutely, that was definitely bothering me as well. I know my voice carries, but everybody doesn't have a voice like mine, so that was definitely a challenge. But Miss Milton, you're right. It is good to have established parameters, and like I said, prior to going forward, believe me, you will see something totally different. I don't know. I don't have like I don't have questions. Phoenicia, I'm sorry, I ain't gonna hold you up. I know you want to get back in the chat and keep this conversation moving up, but I appreciate you for tapping in. Okay,
Okay.
appreciate you, man.
All right.
But yeah, now I don't ever write down questions and all that kind of stuff. I try to keep it pretty raw. Now Phoenicia will give me some structure to consider, some research to use, and all those things. But a lot of times our conversations are very, very, very organic, and I like to see where they end up. That's why I try to pick people who can maneuver in the moment. What it do, Jesse? What it do, Jesse? But I try to get people who can maneuver in that moment, and I think we were okay. You know what I'm saying? For the most part, for the most part, it was okay. So I appreciated my conversation with Phoenicia. I appreciated us even talking about the rules of communication, and that's meant to be a little bit more informative. It was setting up the whole communication piece for the night, and then I was happy with it all, man. Other than like the starting time, because I had to let the food be late so everybody could eat. I mean, forgive me for that one, but I had to do that one. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed you all. I know what I'm going to do next. I know what I'm going to do next, and you'll see it prior to. And whatever I promise you, I'll put it in writing. And once I put it in writing, you can check the boxes. And if I missed it, let me know, and I'll do my best. But I think my ladies did a wonderful job as far as greeting you all and making sure that the accommodation. Tony was on point, making the drinks for everybody. I think most of the people probably drank more than $30 worth of liquor. I mean, I think I saw people drink 3-4 drinks. Had a good time. And Tony had the little colors right and passing out roses, and it was fun, man. It really was fun. Taking pictures, mingling, and then the intermission was on point when we brought Roosevelt in. Roosevelt came in, man. Did y'all? And listen, for those that don't know, Roosevelt dropped his new single tonight. Today. I think it's called The Only One or something like that. He dropped that. So if y'all, I don't even know how to download music. I still, to this day, don't know how to download music. Well, I don't pay subscriptions for music either, but I don't know how to download music. So, but if you all download music, go download Roosevelt's music. Yeah, Jesse said he was late. He didn't get there until almost 8, but Tony hooked him up, and he's definitely a great bartender. He is, and he rolls with me. Anytime I have something, I'm going to make sure I have Tony, just like Black Swan Catering. Anytime we have something, we're going to make sure that we invite them as well. Like I said, I'm optimistic I'm optimistic about where we are. I wish the room would have been set up different, where you all were in front of us instead of. I don't understand how that even made sense, but I got to take responsibility for it because my name is on it. So I guess I should have came in, did like Jesus, and turned the tables over. Turn the tables over? What's up there, Woo? Turn the chairs over and say, "Now we put him over here," and all that kind of stuff. But I might do that next. Jesse wouldn't have let me do that. Well, you would have been late, Jesse, so you wouldn't have been there to stop me from doing it anyway. but so let's talk about these rules of communication a little bit more. I'm going to pull up my notes from Phoenicia, because I remember some of the things that she talked about. She said that there are verbal and nonverbal. There's verbal and nonverbal communication. Hold on, or have the TV on that were on the wall. What about? See, you said or have in contrast to what? Because I've said so much since then. I don't remember what I said. Or have the TV on that's on the wall. So let them watch TV. Oh, yeah, and that was stupid too. Y'all sat there for 45 minutes and we didn't even have any music playing. I could at least have some music going on. I mean, so like I said, it was all kind of stuff that we could have done different, but we're gonna get it right before it's all over with. I guarantee you we're gonna get this thing right, because we're going somewhere, and that's the goal, is that we're going somewhere. And if y'all ride with me, like I said, we're gonna ride and we're gonna get there, and everybody's gonna be happy before it's all over with. I promise you. It's gonna all be gravy before it's all over with. So we could have seen or put a TV up so we could have seen y'all, so we could see the stage. Okay, I see what you're saying. But yeah, that would be, it'd probably be less costly to put just at least. I know what we could have done different. I do, but I trust it. I do, but it's my fault. Look at these shoulders. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it because I want y'all to hear it's got to work. So I'm gonna do something special for everybody that came last time. We're doing it again. I think Jackie said we're gonna do it in August. So if we do it in August, I'm gonna do something special for those that come again. I'll figure out something good to do, and y'all will be happy with it. But that will never happen again. I liked the sound and stuff better the first time, but trust me, y'all are gonna like the video better from the second time, because the video is going to be a lot more professional. So the sound that you couldn't hear there, you will hear it on the video. I'm on that right now. Jackie, we're on now. Yeah. And so yeah, I'm Jackie and Phoenicia, we're on the same page. I'm gonna do something special for you all next time. That those that came last time, we'll make sure we make it up to you. Jackie, everybody that came last time, we're gonna have to make it up. Well, I feel like we have to. Something. And Jackie was in the meetings, so she knows what was going on. You know what I'm saying? And she knows what we requested. But it didn't come out the way that we thought it would. But I have no complaints, like I said, because the video is going to be so phenomenal. And that's why, because those cameras and all that kind of stuff, that wasn't cheap. None of that was cheap. And most of that was paid for by sponsors. Now, let me hear you, and let me say this, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I didn't sell enough tickets to cover the budget. I wouldn't have probably covered a third of the budget by selling tickets. Most of this was taken care of by sponsors and by people who believe in our brand and who believe in the message that we're trying to convey. So they did most of this to make sure that we delivered. Jackie's one of the major sponsors, and some more were in the room, and they weren't saying much, but they were observing as well. And I loved how they came in the inbox with constructive criticism as soon as it was over with, and they came with empowering words, saying, they all of the good takeaways. So I appreciate that. So we're gonna fix whatever needs to be fixed. And we're gonna and you know something else though, Jackie, we're building a team as well. So any of you all who want to work with the platform to help carry this message to the masses, you know, because this we're not going to be limited to Little Rock. Once we perfect this craft, we're going to take it to the streets. So if we're taking volunteers, if you have something that you can offer to the platform that will help us move forward, hey, come on, Sandra, with me, whatever you feel like you can add to the platform. Some people just want to add. I had a woman call me, and literally say, how are you financing this? I said, a Rome and a prayer. I said, what is it? A wing and a prayer, whatever it is. Because I couldn't do it without sponsors. I mean, the first time I said I was going to do it, Jackie called me and said, can I take care of the food? After the first one, Jackie started asking, you know, and she don't want you knowing all that, but I just said it. You know, and other people have taken on major responsibilities to make this happen, right? And I appreciate it. Jackie, you gonna put your phone number out there like that? Okay. You know, these I want these men. You better erase them. You can erase it if you want to. No, whatever you feel. But take and erase that, Jack, if you can. Just inbox the platform. Inbox the platform, and Sandra, I'll put you in contact with Jackie. I'll put you in contact with Jackie. And that's what, and like I say, anybody else who wants to be a part of this team, this is a team, man. And it's going, I appreciate that. Emmanuel said Rome wasn't built in a day. It wasn't. And I appreciate that. She said, I know how to shut them down. I do. I know you do. So, when damage control was necessary, first person I called was Jackie. And we got on the phone and we started making phone calls and things started happening. And we had people checking out, you know, but we just kept on checking on it. Dawood said he got the numbers too late now, Jackie. That would be interesting. That's funny. I got to get Dawood to the show, man, because I want Dawood to be on the panel. And Dawood, I mean, how long we been rocking Dawood? And we talk about everything, don't we? We don't ever prepare. We just throw it out there, and when we throw it out there, we ride. And Dawood, we might even get, our conversation might become a little contentious, but before it's all over with, we figure out how to come to some common ground. And and look, Dawood, they don't even know we have conversations offline. Our conversations on the phone be an hour. You know, they be 45 minutes, you know, and he'll break his point down to me. I'll break my point down to him. And if we don't agree, we'll walk away and still respect each other as men and keep it moving. That's what I want. I think I was talking to my daddy about this today. What we do, this is the mistake I think we make. We always want to put everything in categories instead of just accepting something how it is. There's not another me. It's another James Kirkland, but he's the third. And my son, that's my son, and my dad is senior. I'm the second. I got my own fingerprint. Nobody else is like me. So you can't compare me to anybody else. And rather than assume anything, assumptions, man, here we go. How do we apply the areas of communication to the Discord on the panel? That was a good one. I'm glad you asked that question. And this is what I want us to do going forward. Phoenicia, Jackie, Dawood, if you come, Viola, those are my supporters. This is what I want to do going forward. Because it's supposed to be the bonding of the sexes, it's not the battle of the sexes. If we find ourselves, and I want y'all to say deal. When I make this suggestion, I want y'all to agree with me, say deal. If we find ourselves where a moment of discord is starting to happen on the panel, I want us to have a safe word. I don't know if I'm gonna give everybody a bell. I don't know what I want to do, but we can have a safe word. And the safe word, somebody will start saying, say it. And then when the safe word happens, then we have to immediately take a time out. Yeah, if we agree with that, say deal. All right, yeah, deal. Say deal. Ain't no pineapples. That's another one. Let's see. First of y'all say deal. I haven't even asked for a suggestion yet, but thank y'all for moving ahead. Y'all so smart. Say deal first. Say deal. Everybody that agree with that. Next time we get on the panel and there's some discord, All I want everybody in the crowd to say is deal. 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 Everybody ain't said it yet, so I don't know if y'all agree with me or not. Oh, but enough people have said it. So next time that happens, if James raises his voice now, and I know, but I don't like yelling at grown folk. I don't. But if I do, I would have interrupted and I had to go. So I understand. But that's deal. So now that we've most of us have agreed and said deal, now we got to figure out what the password is going to be. All right. Flashlight has been suggested. Pineapple has been suggested. I would like to think of something like that's cerebral, that would kind of go with the platform, because the name of the platform is Intellectual Stew. He said it is finished. That's the phrase to diffuse the discord. It is finished. Okay, so we got it is finished now. We got margarita. Now that might be good because that would break the monotony. So what all we got so far? We got flashlight. We got pineapples. What does TMF stand for? What does TMF stand for? You can't have a word that's too close to the discussion. It could be confusing. Okay. All right. So we got flashlight. I ain't gonna lie. I would like to just say think. You know, we can start snapping, say think. And that way, if we start thinking, then maybe we'll say, okay, all right, stop. I don't know. But what okay, oh yeah, oh, okay. Viola, I like that. There's a call coming in. I don't have it. I don't see a call coming in. Or is that your suggestion? I think there's a call coming in. I like well, we could say, Viola, we're supposed to be bonding. We're supposed to be bonding. Or this isn't we can just say this isn't bonding. Your suggestion is I think there's a call coming in. I don't know. Do I need you like which one you like, Dawood? Think. I'll tell you what I'll do. Phoenicia, you're an admin. Look at these suggestions tonight. Put mine in there too. Think. But look at these suggestions. Let's narrow it down to about 4, and then we'll put a poll in the group. And that one, and whatever, and that will be our safe word. I think there's a call coming in. Okay. All right. I mean, I'm cool with whatever y'all decide. I'm cool with. He likes pineapples. I'm allergic to pineapples, so I don't do citric acid. So I don't do pineapple. So that's a deal we've come up with. The next time something like this happens, then we're gonna use a safe word. And by tomorrow, Phoenicia and I are going to put a poll in the group, and the poll will we'll figure out what about ouch. Okay. I like all of the suggestions. I didn't want to just give us one because, like I said, we're growing as a community. Dawood likes your suggestion of pineapples. Oh, okay. He just okay. Whatever it's gonna be, it's gonna be, and we're gonna stick to it. But we're gonna make this pledge because so many of you all said deal. Next time we're on the couch and the conversation becomes contentious and the bonding looks like a battle, we're gonna use a safe word. That's something we can apply to our relationships as well, because as my friend Emmanuel said early on in the conversation, the goal is to get your point. What is it? I'm here. Let me say it again. He said it's not about getting your point across. It's about them understanding your point. And if you're the person who is in charge of sending a message, you're responsible for making sure that they understand your point. If the atmosphere is not conducive for a constructive conversation, then you're probably not going to get your point across. So try to create the environment. To make sure that the conversation is productive. And in that moment, now let me tell you something. My idea for the show is you see the structure. Phoenicia and I had a one-on-one conversation. Last time it was Danny Michon and I. Then I interviewed a couple come on, we talk about their experiences. And then the pinnacle of the night is going to be the panel discussion. And that I wanted to get spirited. I wanted to get a little upbeat. I don't want to argue. That's why I had a keyboard player coming over there. I wanted him to start acting like the Pied Piper, and making it, and just creating a good vibe in the room while we were communicating. If we get angry, he can, you can music. David, when Saul had a demon in him, spirits in him, they had to go get a minstrel to play to control the mood. So that's what I wanted to happen on that night, and that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. I'm gonna do it a different way, though. I'm gonna do it a different way. I'm gonna do it. Fool me once, shame on you, and I'll take responsibility for it. But the second time, the music was a little bit of a distraction. You think so? Okay. And now that's you speaking, so I'm gonna have to ask some other people as well. I liked it, but if it was distracting. Anybody? No, don't answer right here. Don't answer right here. Don't answer right here. Don't answer right here. If you thought it was distracting, inbox me. Don't put it in the chat. Inbox me if anybody else thought it was distracting, but don't put it in the chat. I don't want to read it like that. But yeah, so yeah, I had a purpose for that. I had a purpose for that. So it didn't get to where I was trying to get. I thought you were gone. Is that why you left? It was distract. I thought you left on the panel. I thought okay. But yeah, if it was distracting, then we'll figure it out. I wanted more time to shine. That was my first time on the panel. I feel cheated out of my little spotlight. Hey, listen. You can. Is your camera on now? We can put the link in the chat, and you can have some more time to shine right now. I have no problem with that, Jesse. Jesse said he wanted some more time to shine. Let me put the link back in the chat because it's probably gotten farther up by now and you don't see it. But the phone number is still there for anybody that wants to call in. And then we're not going to be on long tonight. Like I said, I just wanted to do some recapping of the show. Some of you all went on earlier. You're bashful. You were, yeah, okay, bashful. Some of y'all didn't see the videos I showed earlier. Let me show. This is one of them I enjoyed. But this is Michael Wright.
My name's Michael Wright. It's first time attending Bonding of the Sexes. Very informative, nice good feedback, and I'm more than anything. I'm happy to see that it's healthy conversation being led by a black man. I think we need more of that kind of leadership and more of that conversation, so we can build healthy conversations and healthy relationships in our community. Now I gotta get out of here because my blood.
My name is Victoria, and tonight was my first time attending Bonding of the Sexes, and I had a great time, and I'll definitely be back.
All right, I appreciate those. We'll have more videos and all that kind of stuff at a later date. But we'll get it. If you all have gotten a chance to take advantage to see some of the pictures and all those things, a lot of people posted pictures and all those things. And like I said, overall, I enjoyed myself. It was fun. I see areas for improvement, and we will do that. I think the goal was met, but we're going to continue to even refine the goal even more to that. All I would do is rehash stuff you have already discussed. Absolutely. To make bonding sex, we must become servants to others. And let me see what he said. To make bonding effective, we must become servants to others and trust the process. And remember, there is no microwave manifestation. Definitely not. It is definitely not Dawood. So, all right, listen, I'm going to get out of here. I'm tired for real. My head ain't completely here because I've been running all weekend and I got to go to work in the morning. So but I appreciate you all for jumping on. I appreciate the feedback. And we're going to fix it. We're going to fix those things, the fixable things we will fix. Just keep rocking with me and keep growing with me. I might have to make this one up to y'all tomorrow. Vi, you know you're my partner because you're my homegirl. I might have to make this one up to y'all tomorrow and do another show tomorrow night or Wednesday or Thursday or something because James is tired. My body's shutting down. And I'm hungry and I don't know there ain't no food in there. So I'm gonna have to go to Waffle House and give me something to eat or something. So y'all pray for me and I'm gonna pray for you. But like I said, hit me in the inbox with some of those suggestions. If you want to add, Sandra, you said you want to be a part of the platform and help. Hit me with that. We're accepting volunteers and we're gonna grow together. We're gonna grow together. All right. Good night, and we'll catch you on the rebound.